everybody at the Point Preschool is involved, educators, families and the children. We're always looking deeply, and I ask the children about our practices, about their learning, for them to reflect on that. We reflect as educators, and we use that reflection to drive quality improvement, and we also ask families to reflect on not only our practices but on the learning that they're seeing coming from their children. Well, we capture and record critical reflection in lots of different ways. In the documentation that we provide for families, we'll often say that we've been reflecting on this practice, or we've been reflecting on how the children are engaging with this discussion or with this topic or with this project. So we add it in there. We do it, as I said, in individual diaries and capture it in there, which is quite different to something that a lot of people are going to see, rather than something that is just for yourself. We capture it every day. We try and come together in the afternoon, even if it's just for 5 minutes, to have a reflection on not only the day but the journey we've been on for the past few weeks or term or year, and try and write something down. And sometimes it can be something that has made us think about something, but we're not quite sure where that reflection is going to take us. So it might be something in a couple of weeks. We think, oh, we're seeing more of this, and we're thinking about an outcome, or we're thinking about a practice, or we're thinking about a theorist, and we can backtrack and go and have a look at our other reflections and start making links, and that's where it becomes more meaningful. We don't feel that we have to capture all the time, but if we embed it and do it on a regular basis, it's easier to do that. Sometimes we critically reflect just through conversation, and we don't write something down. Sometimes I know we do our best critical reflection driving home in the car, and we think about things. And I know we jot something down, write a note in our phone, or send a little email. Other time we might jot it down in our diary to be brought up later on. We critically reflect by asking visitors to critically reflect when they come to visit us, and we get them to write, just anything about something that really connected with them, or something they were wondering, a practice, why we did it. And then we usually display that somehow. Just the other day, some educators visited, and they wrote them down on pieces of card about this big, and they just tied them to some branches that were sitting in a vase. And that's great for families then to go up and look at those reflections. And then we take those reflections and then we critically reflect on them in a meeting. So we try and capture them from a lot of places. We capture our reflections by talking to children and asking them to reflect. Then we take those reflections back again and look at those. Some of them times we reflect straight away, and as I've mentioned, other times it's a longer process that needs to build on things to make it more meaningful. It's something that I think you shouldn't feel that forced to have to rush and come out with this amazing reflection, because sometimes you haven't got the words, or you have to process something first. So I suppose we capture it in lots of different ways.